Hi, this is Editor Troxel. In this tutorial, we're going to continue looking at that forum post, and in this tutorial, we're going to look at step number 2, and that was to group this selection. Well, actually, it had selected everything on the timeline in that number 1, so in number 2, I'm going to modify it slightly to group all selected events. So that way, no matter what grouping we have selected, this is going to group only those events that are selected, no matter what. So let's take a look at that. Here's our project again. We get our myVegas variable equal to Vegas, and then we're going to create a new track event group. And I just called this TG for track group, and this is a new track event group. Then we're going to add this group to the project. So myvegas.project.trackEventGroups.add, and then we're going to add that TG group. Now in the past, you may have seen that we've used myvegas.project.groups. We notice that it says that this is deprecated and we should use track event groups instead. So instead of using groups, we are using track event groups. Then for each track, my track in myvegas.project.tracks, then we're going to go through every event in those tracks for each track event, and mytrack.events. If the event is selected, if event.selected, then we're going to add to TG, we're going to add that event. So let's see how this works. We're going to just select a few events here on the timeline, run the script, and now when we move one of these events, all of the events that were selected, which are now grouped together, move at the same time. So as you can see here, we have now grouped all of the selected events on the timeline. Of course, to select all the selected events on the timeline, really all you need to do is press G on the keyboard. So sometimes it's quicker and easier to just press the key on the keyboard than it is to run the script, unless this grouping is part of a larger process. So in this case, pressing G would be quicker. Just like in the previous case, pressing Control A would probably be quicker than running the script. Unless you created a bunch of buttons on the toolbar, then you could just push the button. So we're going to continue going through each of the steps that he requested, and let's see how we do them all in the future tutorials. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next tutorial. Please sign up at www.JETDV.com and subscribe on YouTube to get further notifications on when new videos are presented.